Naijateenschef.
That makes up fire. Now to extinguish fire, you still need to go back to those three elements. We have the oxygen, we have the heat, fuel, and heat. Now for me to put off fire, I must know those elements. That's why if I enter a room and see fire burning, you must first of all find the source of the fire. And that source is whatever is the fuel that is provided. If this place, let me say I kept candle on this table and forgot it, the candle burns down, of course it will start burning the table. And if you enter here, the candle may have burned the table to an extent. And I started entering here. So this is the first thing that should be removed from here. If I can handle this, I can handle every other fire. So this being the floor. There's another thing that also happens in a room. If you enter a room and there is fire in the room, a trained fire expert, an untrained person will open the doors and windows. A trained fire expert will run to every window and close them. Do you know why I'm closing them? To deprive the fire. If I don't feed it to anything I don't feed, it will surely die. So by closing the windows, I'm depriving that fire of oxygen. Oxygen is like the food that it feeds on. So once I deprive it of oxygen, it will only have access to the oxygen in the room, and it will burn it down. Before long, that oxygen will turn to carbon dioxide and other gases. Once it burns it out, it cannot go unless there are places it can now move. You know that recently rug, this carpet is no longer fashionable. Tiles are taking over. The tiles was not because of the beauty of tiles. Most of them was to control fire. You see houses or hotels that will line up carpets from the top to the last staircase. It's beautiful. But in case of fire, you know what happens. It burns from there and enters the next room and enters the next room and enters. It will keep going from room to room because there is something is following. But if this rock ended here and there is tiles, it cannot burn up. It can what is feeding it has stopped, so it will extinguish itself. Okay. And the last thing is heat. How do you calm heat? By cooling it. If something is too hot, you make it cold. So the three principles or three elements of fire cannot function without the three. So in removing the fuel, that is the wood that is burning or the carpet that is burning or whatever that is burning, we say we have starved the fire. We call it starvation. Once you remove the fuel, the source, you have starved that fire. That's starvation. If I want to remove the oxygen, we call it smoldering. Once you remove the oxygen source, that is, you've seen where somebody is burning and somebody runs with blankets and holds the person. Have you watched the movie where it happens? Yes. They are smoldering the fire. Once I carry blanket and cover a burning thing, I've deprived it of oxygen. That is the science behind that folding with blankets. So we call it smoldering. Then for heat, it's cooling. That's why if this thing is burning, not every fire that you can point to water. But this type, wood, we can quench it with water. If it is burning, I can pour water on it. Once I pour water on it, it cools it down and takes off that heat. Once it takes off the heat, whether oxygen is there and the fuel is still there, it can no longer have effect because heat has been removed from that burning fire. Are we together? Yes. You can see it in the picture, right? Yes. Now, what do you do when you discover fire? There's an acronym we call RACE. Race. The same race for running.
Race.
Yes, race. RACE. When you discover fire, a fire officer will tell you race. That race for a layman means run. Run. But for a trained fire personnel, it means 5 things actually. The first one, the R, means rescue. Is somebody there? If you hear fire, if there's a house burning, the first thing a fire personnel wants to know is there somebody that is trapped in the fire that needs to be rescued? Then the second one is alert. Even if you're not a fire personnel, as you are here, if there is a fire in the house, as you are running out, you should take notice of your environment. If you are leaving somebody behind, you should be able to report somebody is still in the building for that rescue to take place. It doesn't really fall on you to rescue whoever it is, but you must observe and be able to take head count. We are supposed to be 5. Only 3 came out. That means 2 are still trapped in the building. That is for rescue. Then yes. I think that's it. No, even a little. No, you see, in safety, you know the slogan will you save yourself first. That is the most important thing. No matter where you see yourself, the first thing is if you are not safe, you can't save another. I cannot see somebody weighing bigger than me fall in fire and I will run to go and carry. Me and you will fall. And 2 lives will be lost. So I need to run out first and start calling for help. There is somebody, the person is big, so that if a small person is running, I'll tell you cannot carry the person. You need to be 2 or 3 to carry the person. So in any situation, save yourself first. If you are not safe, you cannot save another person. So in the race, we are still on A. Now A is alert. Alert is where you are supposed to shout, fire, fire, fire. C is contain. We are talking about closing. You are in a place where you can contain the fire. Contain it. Don't panic. Contain it. Fire won't come down unless it's an explosion. Then let's talk about the different types of fire extinguisher. I see it okay. We have the type A. You know what fire is? Any fire that water can extinguish. And those that you know them, the one that has to do with clothes, paper, wood. Water can extinguish those type of fire. So we call them class A fire. If you see on this extinguisher, every extinguisher tells you what type of fire. You see A, B, C. Can you see it? Yes. So it's telling you that this extinguisher can extinguish type A fire, type B fire, and type C fire. We have type D. That's the extinguisher called dry powder. We have the type E, and we have the wet chemical. They said the different extinguishers have the different types of fire they can fight. Not every extinguisher fights every fire. There's the water extinguisher that what it needs is just water. That type of fire extinguisher, you won't use it for where there is petroleum products. The normal extinguisher placed in the kitchen is the carbon dioxide. On the fire extinguisher, you see it written CO2. In a kitchen, if you enter a kitchen, you should see the CO2 fire extinguisher hanging there. That CO2, why will you CO2? CO2 is friendly. Even when used here, you can still sit here. The because we breathe out CO2 now, and it's not killing us. So even when used in a food environment, the food is still safe. When you leave a building in times of fire, go close to the gates and stand. Somebody will come and take head count. If you are supposed to be 15 in this building, we need to be sure that 15 of us are out. When we come there and count 13, we believe that somebody is trapped in the fire. There is a fire outbreak. What do we do? Where do we head to? I said that most muster points are close to the gates. The establishment may have theirs, not at the gates. So once you enter a place, look and check for where the muster point is. That's why it's very important to always take note of your surroundings. Don't use a lift when you wait fire outbreak. It will stop you midway, trap you in the building. Nobody can rescue you at that point. Now, we'll go to how to use the fire extinguisher. The same way we have an acronym for when you discover fire, I said it's RACE. That's how we have an acronym for when you want to use the fire extinguisher, we call it PASS. Are you seeing the? It's even drawn there. You are seeing this pin. Whenever you see a fire extinguisher that has this pin, it means it hasn't been used. So that in the case of fire, you're not going to carry an empty fire extinguisher. So in the time of fire, the first pin is pull. You pull off the pin. When we pull off, you see this knot here. When there is fire, so the fire is burning. It's burning from. So if there are different sides, you don't go and carry the one that will fall you. And land inside the fire. When the fire is burning, you know that the flames go up. You don't aim at it. Aim at the base. So you must always aim at the base. That is what it is. Then you can go practical.
Sit down, Jim.
Somebody will come. You have learned fast.
This one I'm not very fast.
Naijateenschef.